How's it going out there, people? It's your boy P, man. Welcome back to the show, the PM Lifestyle Podcast. If you don't know, or you just stopping by or visiting, or whatever the case may be, comment, like, subscribe to the channel. It's the PM Lifestyle Podcast on YouTube, where we bring you a lot of stuff about your lifestyle that you should be living. We're going to keep you informed about entertainment, travel, and also firearms and anything that's going to make your lifestyle a lot better, man. So stay tuned, check in with us, and lock in with us. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and all those things of that nature. Kalam McKnight or the PM Lifestyle Podcast. Follow both if you can. But today, we have a very special guest in the building. We have the owner, the creator, the mind behind Block TV, Block Films TV. Like Miss Desire is in the building. So if you haven't heard, if you've been living under the rock, like I always say, man, here's a chance to get to know this marvelous person. She's doing big things right now. And I have her here right now so she can explain everything that's going on. So y'all tune in, lock in. Any questions that you have, definitely send them to the lady. She's definitely going to be here. And right now, I want to welcome you guys, Miss Desire, to the building. Hey, how's it
Hey,
going?
how you
Welcome to the
doing?
show. Welcome to the show. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So I'm glad to have you on here. What I do for my guests, I would like you, to introduce yourself, tell them a little bit about yourself before we get this great conversation going. And I'll put you on the stage. Mike is in your corner.
Okay, there you go. Thank you for, first of all, thank you for having me. So my name is Desire, but about me is Desire now that, we got a little age on me. Basically, I'm born and raised in California, the Bay Area, Northern California, Vallejo, where E40 from, Sugar T, Too Short. So that's where I'm basically from. Lately, as I tell people, I've just been living on Earth. So I've been between Florida, Georgia, and now actually I'm in South Carolina. So I just be here on Earth making it do what it do. I just recently launched Blockflix TV, and that's going to be a platform for independent filmmakers, artists, to basically get themselves, heard. Right now, we did a soft launch on YouTube, and we did that back in September. So we're steady building. And next month, no, okay, so time is going so quickly. January 2026, that's when we'll go ahead and we'll launch on Roku channels and so on and so forth. But yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, man, I'm glad you're doing your thing. Like, and how can they find you on the YouTube thing right there so they can actually follow,
So
log onto your
YouTube is
website?
Blockflix. It's Blockflix TV. We have like the Southern Soul Report. We have different shows on there. Like I said, again, because it's going to be like a streaming network like Amazon Prime, Netflix with a variety of shows. One of the ones that we have is the Southern Soul Report. We have short independent films. We also have Behind the Crime because basically I done got into this whole crime thing for some reason lately. So I do a lot of research on different crimes that took place and, you know, ones that was solved and was not solved. But yeah, behind the crimes. But if they go on YouTube and put in Blockflix TV, we should pop up. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. And you're gonna always have film and TV and content and crime because crime is happening all the time, all the time,
All the time.
all the
And it's
time, and it's not
crazy. The
getting any
more
better.
that I've been doing it, like behind the one that's called Behind the Crime, and I've been doing it on missing black women, and I'm just so surprised how many missing black women there are, and just the crazy stuff you hear is kind of like, sometimes I'm not really a news person, I don't really watch the news, but
Mhm.
now that I'm like, studying, you be like, oh my God, these people crazy. You have to be really, really careful out here.
And it's real because I've heard a lot of black women going missing up north, right? Is that number
Hmm.
kind of large up there? Yeah, it's very shocking, and it's just like, why do you think that it goes like unreported as not as much as the rest?
I think that we don't really have a real voice. They'll do something so quickly, and maybe it's, I don't know. I really don't know because, like I said, I'm not in the politics of everything. But it just seems like they'll like mention it. They maybe don't have no money, no manpower. I just did one that I'm covering now, and actually even had it as a Netflix special where basically, the police, they have so many cases and so much going on. I guess they don't have the time, the manpower, or whatever they need to do it. And so you have families that do take the time out to go looking for their loved ones and the ones that's missing and so on and so forth, because that's normally, it seems like, how a lot of these crimes are getting solved, that do get solved. It's some family members, they just don't let up. They just keep on going and they keep on, pushing through, what have you. And once they do that, they find out more and more details. And I guess when they see that someone actually cares, and then the police will do a little bit more, but you have to actually show that you really, care, concern, and you're doing it. But if you're just leaving it up to them, you can forget about it.
So
It's
you gotta
over.
really rally the troops. Yeah, yeah, because I've seen a lot of cases actually get solved because somebody did push it a little bit further than normal, pushing out flyers and reaching out to the community and just keeping it going.
Yes.
'Cause I know if I had a
Yes.
loved one, I know if I was out there lost, keep looking for me. Like,
Okay, for
don't give
real.
up.
Okay, don't think I just done left. And I'm
Yeah,
like you.
keep
Even
looking
if
for
they
me.
say, oh, someone committed suicide. Now I did just do this one case that we're doing now. We're editing, and I mean, I was so shocked. I'm sorry, but I was shocked. It was a black guy with a white girl, but he cut her head off. I'm not used to black men, doing all that. I was
Yeah, cutting
shocked.
heads off.
Yes,
That's
she was
crazy.
pregnant. They got into it. I guess he lost it, but I'm trying to figure out where did you get something to cut somebody's head off with? That's what I was shocked. I was shocked when I found out he was
Yeah.
black. So I know it's crazy, but I was shocked.
To even do that, that's a lot of blood. Like, rest in peace, and my prayers go out to the families of the young lady that's in the
Yes.
David case. They found her yesterday and said she had been frozen for all these, well, I don't know the amount of time, but they cut her up, cut her head off or cut her limbs off and put her in a freezer, then found him in a Tesla. When they found her in a Tesla, she was still defrosting in the car, even with the smell and
Wow.
things going on. So I'm always like, when you're doing this, like I can't poke nobody, cut nobody, unless it's a piece of
Okay.
chicken or some
For
turkey
real.
or something like that.
Okay.
But where does all this blood go? If this is 100 and some pound person, it has to go somewhere, and y'all, it has to be a messy scene. I seen Scarface, just what they showed
Yes.
us in the scene up there. That's crazy.
That is too crazy for me. I mean, I also, I'm saying, switching gears because I do have, I don't know if you ever watch American Greed. So I have a show kind of like that called Crime Rich that
Mm.
I'm working on. And, I like Crime Rich. Like, I like to see them big boys get money. You know what I'm saying? I'm guilty of that. So that's like my guilty pleasure. Um, but yeah, it's a show called Crime Rich. And baby, when I tell you, okay. And even with that, even like Crime Rich, I don't know, have you ever seen American Greed?
I heard about it.
Okay,
I've
so
never seen it.
American Greed is basically like all white collar crime, you know what I'm saying? So, like for instance, Bernie Madoff, Martha Stewart, yeah, there's some black people on there too, you know what I'm saying? But basically, even with that, normally with the crime, and a lot of people don't know this, the feds really don't go looking for people. What normally happens is basically someone tells for whatever reason, get mad. We was working on this one guy. He's been doing a Ponzi scheme like for over 20 years, 20, I think he said like over almost like 24 years. He ran the longest Ponzi scheme in history. But then what happened was him and his wife fell out and was getting a divorce, and she told.
So I
He
always
started
have.
dating someone younger, and she, blew the whistle. And so, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it happens. I know it was a story of the Super Bowl rings getting stolen out of New York. The guy had stole it, but he was living with his girlfriend at the time. But one of the
Hmm.
big diamonds and one of the big rings that he stole the Super Bowl rings, but he stole another ring and gave it to his girlfriend. So when she finds out and he breaks up with her, the other lady they was living with snitched on him, and that's
Yeah.
how they caught him. Other than that, he done got away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
just
I'm glad you
did.
tapping into films like that. That's something to touch on.
Oh yeah, yeah, I love it. A lot of people like true stories, so like even a lot of my films are relationship wise. Alimony, Alimony is one that I have out. I have one called Destinations. That's out, twisted. So we have a couple of films and then some funny stuff as well. But a lot of people do like the whole true story kind of thing. So, and I really kind of tapped into that. And now I just then fell in love with the Southern Soul. Even though I'm from California, my friends and family, they're looking like, okay, boots on the ground, huh? And so, yeah, I'm working on a series called Last Call at the Juke Joint. And so we're going to be filming that we already started filming in Atlanta, but we're going to be filming that between Atlanta and Memphis, Tennessee. So we go
Okay,
back to Memphis next month and start filming, that as well. So yeah,
cool.
it's more or less the Southern Soul artist, the whole industry of it, and just the up and coming performance. I love it. It's just so. I don't know if you ever been to a trail ride or anything like that
I've been
there,
hearing
but
about it.
they cool. I like it.
I've been hearing about them in Texas. I have a couple of clients that they terrorize very often. So then I would have
Yeah.
to ask you, like, why TV and filmmaking? Like, how did you tap into that?
So I've always been into acting. So even when I went to college, I was in acting. Even ever since I was young, I did do music. Years ago, I had a song out called Black Widow. Well, I'm talking about killing her. But anyway, and so then, as you know, you go on in life. So I'm raised in California. So one thing about California, really before Atlanta really kind of came in Tyler Perry, normally, you had to kind of go audition, go through a whole bunch of stuff. So as a black
Mhm.
woman, and you're not all doing everything that's supposed to be done, and Hollywood. By the time you're 22, you're older. Well, what happened is you start getting creative. I've always been a writer, so you get creative. You start writing your own stuff, your own projects, and you're like, hey, I can do it myself. And if I want to star in a role, in whatever type of role I want, um, I could do it. So, like, I have a thing now. I did a film called Destinations, and so I'm kind of crazy like this, but I'm so kind of like in the power of the tongue. So I believe in that. And I
Mhm.
did do a movie called Destinations, in which in the movie, basically my younger brother had passed away. I was an alcoholic, and my younger brother got into an accident and he passed away. So in the movie, you see me going to the cemetery and everything like that there. So what happened, um, I think like, yeah, like a year after I did the movie, my younger brother really did pass away.
Oh,
You know
I'm
what I'm
sorry.
saying? So I'm like crazy. So like now I only kind of write stuff that's up tempo, happy. Everything's gonna end up good if I'm writing in this about me, because I just believe that some things that I done wrote and did and then it actually happened. It's almost like scary. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. It's almost like you're resembling life, like mimicking real life and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's crazy. When I went back and I watched it, and it's crazy, and I'm like, wow, you never would have thought it would have happened, like that, but it's just crazy. And so now I'm like totally, like I said, into the writing, and we are in, where are we at? Atlanta, and we're doing a lot of filming. So a lot of our filming will be in Atlanta. I was based though at one time in Louisville, Texas, and so
That's
because
right
I
down
was
the street from
living,
me.
yeah, I was living in Frisco when COVID hit. That was like 2020. Yeah, 2020. Y'all had that big storm in 19. So I think 19, y'all had a big storm. So I had just moved there after Thanksgiving. And what happened, y'all had COVID hit. So I couldn't film, couldn't do anything. And me being me, want stuff my way. In Louisville, I went ahead, rented a building, and I opened up a sound stage so I could film my own stuff. And
Okay.
so, yeah, and so I did that in Louisville for about 2 years. And then once, things happened, with the divorce, I was like, okay, I'm done with Texas.
You're out of
Texas
here.
being one of my favorite places. But I mean, I'll come visit and dip in and dip out. But mm-mm.
Yeah, I came out here and been stuck ever since, man. I try to get away, but it always pulls me back in some kind of way.
Really?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I can't get away.
It
And
just
I'm here
don't seem
for a
like they
couple
know they
movies.
free.
You say what?
I said, it don't seem like they know they free. They mindset.
Yeah, yeah. It's different, but you know what I noticed, like, no matter where I go, it's like that. You get, certain areas of where people just don't live out or they don't venture out. I'm talking about from Tucson, New Jersey, different places and stuff like that. But
Okay.
um, if y'all watching in Texas, listen. I know it's a lot of people in Texas watch the show. It's another life out there. So get outside Dallas, get outside of Louisville, get outside South Dallas, Arlington, all that stuff. It's a lot out there. Trust
Yeah, my friend, she used to do, I don't know if you heard of Vid Chronicles, because they used to come to my studio and film quite a bit.
me.
Vid Chronicles, Romario Facey is his name. And so he has a big show on Vid Chronicle, I mean, on YouTube called Vid Chronicles. And, and that was one of the things. It was like, you don't really, I guess they are saying, though, that the film industry is getting bigger there. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
In
it is.
Texas?
I mean, it's a lot of stuff growing out here, from independent film designers and artists, like actually
Okay.
like drawing artists. So yeah, it's a lot. It's just that I'm honestly, I think it's so they don't really realize how big Texas is. You have Dallas, then you have Arlington, Grand Prairie, then Fort Worth. It's really Dallas, Fort Worth. And me and Mike Savage was just speaking about that. That we don't know how large it is to where they're not really taking full advantage of it. It's still like you said, it's they are traveling out of different areas, so it's still small. And I think if they would branch out and network with more people and stop just making it a Dallas, forward thing that they can actually bring it together a little bit more, a lot more.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what do you
So
think about Houston? So when I lived there, it was like back in 2008. It was years ago, but someone
mhm,
did tell me that Houston was way more, progressive. Like I probably would have liked the Houston better.
you would have liked Houston better. I think that they are more outgoing, and they're kind of compared to a baby Los Angeles, the vibe that they have, but they work together a lot too. But I've been
Okay.
Houston it's a different it's a vibe out there. It's a lot of people. I know
Okay.
every time I've never had a bad time, and I lived out there in '92, maybe. And I stayed out there for like a year. So yeah, Houston is it's pretty live, pretty live. I ain't gonna,
Okay.
I ain't gonna say nothing bad about it. But I'm hearing you say a lot about writing. You're doing a lot of movies. Or do you do anything outside of that besides writing movies and films and music?
So you mean outside, like business wise?
No, like as far as books, novels,
Oh yeah,
screenplays,
yeah. I have a
anything.
couple of books out. Actually, before I did Juke Joint, before we started filming this series, I wrote a book, and prior to that, I have a couple of other ones out on Amazon. EMC, The Boss Print, The Secret of Love, Lust, and Lies, because I do a relationship show where we talk about relationships, and different things, and of course, things is changing every day. Old school values to new school values. So I do that a lot with women. We have a women group that, basically we don't be male bashing. And that's why you got to see a lot of my movies. It's kind of like the women it's kind of like a what's that, Lifetime channel? So, the
Oh yeah,
women are going to always come out on top. I mean, I'm sorry to say, in the midst of everything, but yeah, I do. I have a couple of books out. And so I do like to write. So, and we're also working on a reality show. Actually, that will be we're going to be filming that in Houston. That first one is going to be said Wade. He got nominated for an award. And so I know I'm kind of pre-telling the script, huh? Okay, but he did. It's an award show. Okay, look, it's an award show that, so now we know it's scripted. So it's an award show down in called ZBT. And it's going to be in Houston, like the second weekend in December.
okay.
Yeah, and so he's a big Southern Soul artist. And then once we get done, we also actually outline at Big B Silver his reality show, in which he's based in Dallas as well. And so
Yeah.
just basically
Shout
let's
out to
start
Big
at the
B.
docu series. Yeah, yep. I was on the phone with him earlier. He's funny, and so he everywhere. Now he everywhere. Okay, every time you turn around, he's somewhere performing, doing something, making it do what they do. I love his energy.
Yeah, he
His
just had a
energy will
show
be
out
there.
here. I think this weekend, maybe he had a show out here. Yeah, I seen a lot
Yeah,
of it
yeah. He
on.
sent me over the clips and the links to his show and everything like that there. I said, okay, I see you. They
Yeah.
feeling you. Look at you. You turning it up. Yeah, he's doing his thing. He is actually doing his thing.
Shout out
And
to
so I
Big
look
B
forward
Silver.
to, following, taking some cameras and following him and see, because like I said, he got big energy. His energy is real big.
Yeah, yeah, he cool dude, man. He cool. Like, I didn't know that he had tapped in. He was from Atlanta and he had tapped. I thought he was from Texas when he said Southern Soul, and that he was doing it
Oh,
out here.
okay.
But he had bridged Atlanta and Texas. That's a lot of ground he's covering.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I think all down in Alabama, then he, have a lot of artists that he's featured with. And so therefore I know Bad News is on a project with him. And then he was just, I mean, he's so I mean, I talked to him the other day. I'm like, about a week ago, I'm like, what you doing? He's like, oh, I'm going to the speed dating thing. They, some type of show he's doing this speed date. I said, okay, you know what? Okay, well, we can do what it do that. Yeah. So yeah, he's doing his thing.
That's
And
tight. Even I ever can put me on no speed dating. It's no problem.
yeah, he's doing it. He's doing. I followed up. He was like, "Yeah, it's nice women, they had their stuff together." He's just funny. He's like, I mean, he must do comedy too, because it's like if nothing else, when I'm kind of just feeling some type of way, call him. He gonna definitely lift your energy. He is gonna have a
Yeah,
whole bunch to say. He is.
we
He's very high energy.
we need a lot more of that in this. Everybody's taking things so serious and stuff like that, and just don't have that good energy. And he has real good energy, man. I like him.
Yeah,
I
all
seen
the time.
online he was just promoting, and then you would have never thought, what I mean, that he was from, all these different areas, and he's right here in the city. So I'm gonna hook up with him real soon if I can. And I gotta catch him first. I gotta catch him.
Yeah, he'll be sending out a flyer because he's somewhere every weekend.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
somewhere. I think he said he did 2 video shoots over the weekend and different things like that. So yeah, he's there.
yeah.
He is
Him and
definitely
CEO
making
Money
noise.
Train, they doing that thing pretty good, pretty big.
Yeah,
So
he making noise.
is it hard to film reality TV shows?
So it's gonna be easier. Well, yes and no. So the reason why we have to say yes and no, let's just be real with each other. We know reality TV is scripted a little bit because if someone just seen someone basic, everyday life, it would be kind of almost boring. So you have to have some type of something to bring the people back in, something to draw them in, something to make them want to see you next week. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of them things where it's not hard, but it's not. It's easier than doing a film. So let's just say that. It's real easier than just doing a film because you can take the cameras, you can just let the cameras roll. You can have some things that, of course, is scripted in, but it's. I think the main thing is now they done made reality TV have to have so much kind of drama going on
Yeah.
that if you want people to stay on and still be watching it, you have to have some type of drama, something got to be going on to make people keep coming back. So that's
I,
the biggest thing to me with reality TV shows.
yeah,
Because
the
I
early
look at
stages were like more normal, right? Like more unscripted, like more natural. And like the
more
early
natural,
20s.
but people don't follow that. That's the sad part about it. Like I was at my daughter's house and she was watching Love and Hip Hop, and I'm thinking to myself, she's watching a rerun. And she's like, no, this is current. I'm like, people still watching that? You know what I'm saying? But all they doing is drama. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Okay, RJ, they in Miami. I'm kind of sitting there re-looking at everything. I'm looking at the one where Trina and I guess Trick Daddy is going on. I'm like, but y'all unscripted because y'all know, I'm just kind of like, come on now. But they really believing that this is real. I'm looking at
Yeah.
my kids like, okay, y'all going for real. Y'all really believe that she did not know that the wife, Trick Daddy had slept with the sister beforehand. Okay, whatever. So I guess, but that's what people want to see.
I know it's crazy
And
because
so
shout out to
even though,
Jim Jones, because Jim Jones started it with the original Love and Hip Hop New York, right?
yeah, was it him first or was it Atlanta?
I
Was
think
Atlanta
he's
first?
no, I think Jim Jones started that whole thing. His story was like I can't, you know what? I don't know.
I'm gonna have to
I
Google that. I thought it was
I'm gonna have to
Atlanta
check it
first
out.
and then New York, but
Who was on
okay.
the first Atlanta one? It was still with Lil Scrappy and all them.
Yeah, it's in the same people. I think Mama D, no, because Keisha Cole, that was the whole Keisha Cole show. No, so it could have been, I don't know. I just think that, I thought it started in Hip Hop Atlanta, but they still doing it after all these years.
Yeah, I
And
think they
people
ran with
still
Jimmy like
watching.
2 years. Like the
Hmm.
first episode and the set, they ran with Jimmy like the first and second one, and then I think that's when they went over to Atlanta and dropped it.
Do they still have Love and Hip Hop New York?
Nah, no, they don't.
Okay, so
That's
they
why.
have Miami.
Mhm.
And so, and I'm just looking at it because, yeah, that was, wait, what's that Love and Hip? Yeah, that's Love and Hip Hop because Trina was on it, Trick Daddy. Now Michael Blackston, he's on it. And I'm sitting here, okay, my point exactly. But when I'm tripping up on it, it's like, I guess he has a woman pregnant, the side chick is pregnant, and nobody don't know, and y'all just exposed this on TV. Okay, let's
That's
go
real.
figure out how this work. And they don't think
Not
they're scripted.
Michael Blackson is about that life, so that part of Michael Blackson is gonna be real. He
Yeah.
he shoots the club up
Yeah,
for real.
so yeah, he funny, but yeah. So but that's what they love. So, I guess if you want to stay relevant, something gotta be going on.
That's good. I mean, if people watching it, you keep them in, you entertain. It's all entertainment at the end of the day. It's
Yes,
entertainment.
that's
So
what
if
it
you can keep
is.
them entertained, let them keep on tuning in, tuning in. So you
Yeah.
have a storytelling foundation. How did your storytelling become your foundation?
So storytelling is, well, when you say my foundation, what made me start writing like short stories or what have you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically, I be having so much going on in my mind, and so so I used to just write. You know what I'm saying? I just used to write. So even when I listen to music or whatever, I need to always get a visual because I don't
Mhm.
always hear everything. So I need to always see a visual, you know.
Okay.
So, I'm not a detailed person, but show me what you're telling me. And I guess I learn more quicker that way when someone
Mhm.
showed me opposed to telling me. So basically, me just telling stories. I mean, because so much be going on in this head of mine. I might hear one thing, and once I hear something, I'm like, I can turn that into a story. Everything to me is a story. It's just kind of like how it is. And so that's how I basically got into that. And so even with me with Blockflix, we have a couple of movies that, we did on Amazon Prime, The Way Out, Twisted, Destinations that we did. And the thing about it was, you do all this promotion to send everybody over there. You don't really know who's buying your stuff, and you don't really get to me personally. That's my personal opinion. Establish a real fan base. And that's even what made me go over here with Blockflix TV, because at least when people come subscribe and different things, now I can know, who's going to be following me. So when it's time to do marketing and so on and so forth, it's called show business for a reason. Like they say, is 10% show, 90% business. And so I wanted to go to a next level with it. But, of course, some of the people I still work with, they just feel like, oh, okay, if we put it on Amazon, when people see the word Amazon, it makes it more, I guess, real. I don't know. But other than that, I feel like business wise, we needed our own platform. And that's what I wanted to do. So that's what we're doing. So that's what Blockflix TV will be making sure everyone, have a voice, and we will be doing other independent films, artists, and they get to submit their things and set their price on how much they want to charge people and different things like that.
So did you
So
have
they
to
get
build
turn
all
filmmaking
your
not being a hobby no more into actually a business.
so when building this business, did you had to go out and get all your film crew and like pick them out one by one? Like how did you build this whole empire?
So it's kind of crazy. So my son, he went to school for film. So since he went to
Okay.
school for film, he already had a lot kind of going on. And since I've been doing it for so long, you meet people along the way. So when you meet people
Okay.
along the way, everyone, just be networking, communicating and what have you. Now, what really made, now I have another son. He has a show on YouTube. So his show is called Girls World, and where he interviews only fan models. So one day I'm looking, he got the show. He's been doing the show now for 2 years or whatever like that there. And I'm like, okay, fine. You do the show. And I'm not really, looking, tripping or whatever. But I was doing some paperwork and everything for him. And when I looked at his bank statement, I'm like, wait a minute, you can pay this much? I'm just thinking, you just doing this show, you putting up these,
Yeah.
I mean, even though you got a wife, but only fan models you got, I'm not thinking like nothing real. I'm just, like, okay, whatever, Sammy, not paying no mind. I looked at his bank statement. I was like, okay, wait a minute, I need a YouTube channel. And it's funny because when I had the platform, I mean, when I had when I had the studio, Romario, he told me, he was like, Desire, you need to just focus on YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. And I'm like, okay, yeah, yeah, but I'm listening, but I'm not listening because I have other stuff going on. But baby, about 3 months ago, I looked at my son, and I looked at, because you get paid for your Google AdSense or whatever.
Mhm.
Baby, by September 4th, I had a whole channel up, and he was like, so, I don't know what y'all missing. I called my other son. I'm like, what's your problem? Do you see the kind of money your brother making over here? And he was
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, mom." He was like, "Mom, but I grew this over 2 years. Nigga, we gonna rush this process because I'm all in." But yeah, he have a show called Girls World, and with these OnlyFans models and stuff. And then he had another channel where him and his wife do, where they do Walmart versus Target. Like she'll go act like she a Walmart employee, and he'll ask her like, oh, where can I find, soap powder? If you're
Yeah.
Walmart, it's like, I don't know, I'm on my break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, point, yeah, do something like that. Where Target would be like, oh, it's on LT. Matter of fact, let me just show you. So they did that, and then it blew up with that there. And I was like, oh, that's cute, that's fun. I'm not even tripping. Baby, I don't know, looking through the mail. Wait a minute, how's that? Hey, I'm on YouTube, okay? So,
So,
forget Amazon,
getting
forget
it in.
everybody. I'm going straight to YouTube. Yeah,
I'm
I
glad he's getting it
all in.
in, man.
Since
That's what's
then,
up.
I'm in.
Because
Yes,
look, it's smart to do it. Drewski's doing it right before our eyes. He's doing like he's using YouTube as a network. You don't need
hmm
all the permissions. You can do whatever you want to do. It's what your creativity, and they really can't reject you on anything like that. So long as you post everything correctly and things of that nature, I think he has the most streams right now, like billions of streams, Drewski, and he's been at
Wait,
it a
who?
couple years. So I really don't think that the television people and the networks are realizing that YouTube is going to be that network for television. Because I used to watch television. I'm a
Yes.
YouTuber now. I'm watching YouTube and sports. That's it. And now the sports thing caught on to it, like ESPN and all them. They was like, look, we're gonna
hmm
keep our channel and you pay for ESPN. But now they done figured it out. Like we don't have to watch ESPN to watch y'all, bro. So now what they're doing is putting those channels on ESPN, whatever they have on ESPN, and they're broadcasting it on YouTube. They're trying to hit
Yes.
that mark. They're trying to get both of that, those streams coming in, which is not bad. That's why I'm saying this is a very powerful tool. So I'm glad you
It
did
really,
tap into
really
that.
is. It is. Like I said, once I seen it, I was 10 toes down. I'm like, okay, hold up. And so, and I went and, I was like, well, I'm still waiting for the whole part about getting monetized, but I'm doing a promotion and stuff and everything because I'm old school. So, I'm not really all that social media and all that kind of stuff. I get on there when there's something, to do. But then I found out I'm just get some money. Like, we in. And so,
Yeah.
and
Let's
that's
get
just how it
bread.
is. So, we push it. But other than that, yeah, he's doing his thing. He is doing his thing. It's the ass is doing it.
So I'm check all the links that you send me, right? And
hmm
you've finished a lot of projects, but the one I want to check out first is Destinations. Did I make a great decision?
Yeah, so destination, that's what I was just telling you about. So the whole thing about destinations, which it will be like, we will actually now go back and start filming volumes. And what destinations is you get in a car, yeah, you might know somewhere in destination, but you don't know where they're coming from. So for instance, that's the one I was telling you. So I get in an Uber, just say, and basically, me and the driver, we have a conversation. And when I told him on my way to see my brother, basically wants to know, oh, do you have a good relationship? And I'm like, oh yeah, now that's better. But when we finally get to the destination, is at the cemetery. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I go see him, twice a month or what have you, blah 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 blah. But they don't know the journey, so that's the whole thing about destination. So it'll be like a destination one, two, because every time you talk to someone, you don't know their journey. You might know their destination, but you don't know where they came from and what they went through.
Yeah.
And so that's what destinations is basically just showing, the journey that, or what has happened. And yeah, the destination, but not the journey, what they had to go through to get there. And that's what's important. So that's what
That's
it's
what
like.
I want to start at. I want to start there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's,
check
it's,
that
it's
out.
pretty cool. Yeah. And so, yeah, and I enjoyed filming that. Like I said, we did that one a while ago. And then after that, the alimony is kind of cool. It's funny. So, alimony is kind of, how do you put it? Alimony is basically, about the marrying a younger guy. And basically, he ended up, getting me for spousal support. It has a little twist to it, but it's kind of funny. But we like it, so that's what would be more. I ain't paying nobody 50,000. We might end up on first 48 hours. You know what I'm saying? 50,000 a month. I tell
Right.
people, I've been married a few times, but they be like, oh, how did it end? I mean, if you don't end up on first 48 hours, or you don't end up on Snap, it was a good marriage to me or a good relationship. But 50,000 a month, baby, somebody might
I
have to
just
go.
I just seen Carly B. Carly B. She has to pay Offset 75% of what her earnings was
For
in a
how
divorce.
long?
I don't know
For how
how long.
long?
I don't know how long. They asked for 10 million at first. She said
75%?
nah. 75% of what she reportedly had made. And he was only they offered him 10 at first. And he said nah.
10
And he
million?
did
And he
himself.
said no?
He said nah. And he's
Why would
also
he get so
allegedly
much?
because Right now, she's making she's making more money than me. She just signed that Louis V deal, Louis Vuitton, right?
But
She
why does she have to pay him so much? I'm gonna have to go Google that story.
probably because she was making more money and she's pregnant with somebody else's child right now. So the judge is looking at it like she's the one that got caught cheating, even though he was doing it in the beginning, allegedly. She's the one that allegedly got caught cheating because she's
She's
now
not a
bearing,
good
carrying the
lawyer.
child. Yeah, that's crazy. And she's got hit like that. Mary J. Blige got hit like that. It's a couple
Yeah,
of people was
Halle
getting. I heard
Berry. Yeah,
Halle Berry got hit like that too.
yeah.
Somebody
She was
said,
paying child support.
"Golly,
Yeah, she was
that's
paying child support. I was like, oh,
yeah."
okay, yeah. And so
You
that's
know,
kind of what it is. Is that's what alimony is basically, basically about is basically I'm supposed to pay him 50,000 a month.
okay.
But once you get remarried, you don't have to pay. And so yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a cute little twist.
Shaq wife got remarried. They was like, "Do you love this dude enough to stop that money from coming?" She said, "I love you." So she gave her
Oh,
money. Yeah.
okay. Well, maybe. Oh, okay. It
Oh,
must be nice.
for love.
Well, that's good. I guess love do got a price. Okay, must be nice.
He did it for love,
Dang.
man.
Okay, well, we got to see shit. Wait, yeah, that's a lot to think about. That's
So,
crazy.
do you have any more projects coming out that we should look out for?
Yeah, the only thing, like I said, we have that. We will do. I will go back to doing a podcast called "Wait Up for Me." It's for adults, so it's a late night thing. So you don't have to wait up for me, so we can talk about the grown and sexy stuff like
Mhm.
that. There again, because like I said, I looked at my son bank statements and I was like, "Damn, okay, like okay." But yeah, so "Wait Up for Me" is a project that at the top of the year we're looking to go ahead and I'll start doing that there. And other than that, just a couple of reality shows. We have one for the hip hop artists. It's called Hip Hop Heist. I think that's the name we kind of end up going with. And so the hip hop heist is, basically them taking a takeover for up and coming artists, doing their thing or what have you. Because, I don't know none of the new ones. So, I listen to the kids listening to the music and the grandkids. And I'd be like, okay, all right, well, who is these people? My one granddaughter, she listened to something the other day in the car. I'm like, that little boy sound like he can't even talk. I mean, I don't even understand, how are you? He's from Charlotte. And I was like, okay, all right, okay.
I
It's
try
just
to listen
different.
to them. I try to listen to them. I just can't catch on. I can't understand what they're saying. No matter how hard I try,
Me
I
either.
cannot understand what these kids are saying.
That's what I told her. I said, "You understand that? Okay, all right, okay." Because your words is dragging, and I don't know if you're high, what you're doing, but okay,
Yeah,
yeah, it's just different. And I'm like I said, I'm from DMX, Tupac era, so I'm listening for a story.
yeah,
I like a story to be told. I want part one, part two, part three.
yeah.
I need a story. I need to follow something. If I can't follow it, it ain't gonna really just kind
There you
of,
go. Rest.
yeah. When I get ready to do my long drives, DMX is my go-to, and I throw in DMX and Tupac, of course. Of course, we're gonna
Yeah.
represent that, but I gotta have a story to follow.
So
Yeah.
your podcast is coming up on the first of the year. Is it gonna stay more on that side of just conversation more than pointing fingers? A lot of shows that go back, "Oh, the women did this and men need to do this." It's just gonna show them how to gel together in that type of sensual
So wait up
environment or
for
adult
me.
conversation.
Wait up for me is more of it's going to kind of end up coming off kind of like a Howard Stern. So it's more or less like what adult entertainers and what they go through and so on and so forth. So
Okay.
we're that's more of adult conversations.
Got you,
So
got
we
you.
like to talk about anything. It's for the
We
grown
need a
and
lot more.
sexy. Yeah, you have to be grown, and that's why it's going to be a late night thing. Yeah, it's for
Okay.
the grown and sexy. That one's more that. When I do the secret, of love, lust, and lies. Now that's a little different. That's not really so much as pointing, like who did what, but what I do after, like I just started back dating recently, and like I said, because my mind be everywhere. I really kind of want to do not really a reality show. Well, I guess it would be a reality show. I've been kind of writing it out, and it's called. I want it to be called like the first 50 dates. And
Okay.
basically, you go on dates. You go on a date. You got to go about 50. You do about 50 days. You'll be like, oh, you know what? Number 29 wasn't that bad. You need
Yeah.
about a good 50 days because if you don't have nothing to choose from, you'll be like, you have to have a couple of you have to. These people
It
crazy.
it's crazy out here, 'cause
Yeah, these
I
men, they
don't even
want
know
to go
how it
from saying
goes.
hello to buying condoms, and you like, okay, do y'all know AIDS is still? I mean, people don't talk about AIDS a lot, but AIDS is still real, right? You know what I'm saying? And I guess they don't. They just, I don't know. Oh
Yeah.
wait, it's a little different, and they're very upfront, and I've been on some dates that be like, oh, this definitely needs to be recorded. Like, I mean, no one would believe it if when I tell my friends things, they think, girl, you tripping, you just been, you over, you over dramatized. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I mean, I will pull up and be like, okay. And you know what the next problem is, why we have to do it, because everybody don't know really what their lane is. And one of the
Uh,
biggest thing I tell people is this here: if you're on a dating site, this is what I just really, really want men to understand. If you're on a dating site and you see a woman got her nails done, her hair done, lashes done, makeup done, and all of that, and God forbid if you think that her body didn't got done, she's not doing all that to come sit in your living room. She don't want to be the baddest bitch in the living room. Let's just keep it real. I hope I didn't could cuss or whatever, but she not doing all that to come sit in your living room watching Netflix.
yeah.
When women do that, if you know you're basic, it is nothing wrong with basic or simple, whatever, then you need to find someone that has more of a natural look going for their self. Someone who ain't really invested in their self, then therefore they'll be okay. But women ain't doing all that to go sit in your living room.
Nah, nah,
And they
'cause
don't
you
know
gotta be
that. And they're
outside.
like, well, I like a simple life. And I'm like, and show me, can you please? Because I'm quick to ask the God, can you please show me what picture you seen that made you think this was going to be simple? If you could just show me that, then I'm going to remove that picture. Like, let me take that
And
picture
keep it
down
going.
right now.
You have to fix your
Because
consistency.
yeah, I mean, if you can only, afford a Kia, don't go over to a Bentley dealership unless you just, went to like, okay, I would like to have one of them one day, or you can always rent. You know what I'm saying? You can go, it ain't a long term, but if you just want to be like, okay, I'm out, and I got a baddie or whatever, then I'm good with that too. But say that, but don't be trying to have a whole full blown relationship and you can't, you stay in your lane
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, and everybody's out here tricking everybody, but don't, if you know somebody's serious, don't go out here trying to fool them. You know what I mean? Like some of these dudes, I know some of these guys that this stunts hard, and it's just like, bro, at the end of the day, she can see you. Like she's gonna see you, and she's gonna realize that you do not have what you say you don't. Have. And it's one of those things.
Well,
What's the worst thing you ran into right now, jumping back into the dating pool?
what is the worst things? These men don't know that they're ugly. That's just the first thing. Here's the thing. Let's just be real. Let me take these glasses off. Okay, I gotta focus. The thing that I have ran into is this here. The arrogance. So, oh, matter of fact, no, 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 no. So, let's go this. I went out the other night with a guy, and what he told me was this here: I'm going to pay for the drinks, but you have to pay for your own food. And me being me, that's another reason why I'm probably still single. The smart as I am, I'm like, well, technically, I can pay for my own drink too. I really don't need you to do that.
Yeah.
And
Mm,
first of all, see, at least back in the day, say for instance, if it was a man and he knew that, that you lack a couple of things, you know what I'm saying? You know that you just ain't, because when you that nigga, you know what I'm saying? You just know it. But if you're not that man, you know what I'm saying? Play a role. So what did they used to do? They'll wine and dine you. They'll order seduction. They will at least try to seduce you. They arrogant. I'm like over here trying to clutch my pearls, like, okay, let's revisit this here. Okay.
I don't
You
get
would
it.
think that they would be a little bit more humble. And
Yeah.
I'm like, they don't. I'm serious. I'm serious. I don't know what didn't happen. I don't know who. Then I don't
I
know
think
what
it's the dating
happened. But
app.
they so arrogant.
It's the dating apps. So just imagine he runs into five chicks. Two of them is nearly not on his level, and the three of them are like probably on his level or below. He's gonna fool and do all this stuff like that. And then when he runs into the fourth and the fifth one, then he realizes they're not on his level. Then he's gonna realize it, and then he's gonna try to go back and do this. I had a guy that was on a dating app. Somebody I know. He meets this young lady. He goes to Houston. He gets out there at a certain time, and then he takes her out. Number one
Okay.
thing he asks, I'll buy your drinks, right? So before he leaves Dallas and gets to Houston, he's been shut down, left at the table. Only thing he has to offer is smoking weed and drinking liquor, right? So
Okay.
that's his profile picture. He at the restaurant showing food and rolling up. All right. So I'm like, bro, that's all
Okay.
you have to you're showing, and you're only going to attract what you're showing and what you have to
Yeah.
offer. So he gets out there and he picks the young lady up, he takes her out. She says, hey, um, I haven't eaten anything. Well, he's like, well, I want to buy you some drinks. He's like, I haven't eaten anything. I need to eat, put
Yes.
before I drink. He's
Yes.
like, nah, you should have ate before I got here.
Oh
And I'm
wow.
like, bro, how are you gonna offer a young lady to go out? You're gonna drive to Houston, take her out. You was expecting to go fill her up full of drinks and then just take her home and jump into bed with her. I
Oh,
said,
oh, you
man,
want a sex too?
yeah, that's
Oh, you
that's
want
what
a
he.
sex?
So
Oh,
he
okay.
was coming
Yeah.
down there to say, okay, I'm gonna pull up, take her to get some drinks, smoke a blunt with her, and then take her back home. I said, bro, it's not gonna work. I said, you drove it all the way, got this young lady, picked her up, and then you don't want to feed her. I said, just look at it this way. Even if that's the you would want to have something on her stomach, so she just don't even throw up on you. You know what I'm
Thank
saying? Like
you.
feed her. Like, what's the problem with feeding her? Oh man, she should have ate before I got there. I said, man, you're
Oh
gonna be in this
wow.
situation a
Okay.
long time, bro. So yeah, I do understand. I hear the stories. I have a
Yeah.
barber shop too. So I hear all
Okay.
kind of crazy stuff, crazy stories all day, and I hear it from both sides. I have
Yeah.
female clients and male clients, but the main culprit is that dating app. It gets them all the time. So if you want to find something, be careful about the dating app. You might pick up something that you don't want. Just watch out. It's dangerous.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm old school, so I'm from California.
Yeah,
So normally in California, I think what my problem is, me now being in the South, you're dating men in the South, and a lot of them is not. I hate to say this, but God work with me. It's something about like I don't know. I really don't be clicking sometimes with guys from like New York and Chicago, and I try and see that's the thing. I try to be so open minded about it because I don't want to just put that like in a
yeah,
box and be like, I don't like, guys, I just don't, but I just don't, right? And just having this guy from New York. So I know I shouldn't have went anyway. As soon as he told me he was from New York, I shouldn't even went. But I went anyway, like, okay, well, let's just be open. Don't just be judging. Don't be, be cool. Wrong answer. And so, but I think, see, California men, they more bosses. So a lot of the men in California, they bosses. So they gonna floss, they gonna do whatever. Now they lead. Oh, they're more like the old school. They gonna try to give before they take. So they gonna come in, what I'm saying, treating you, what I'm saying, you know, like the queen that you are. And don't get me wrong, they might be at the end. Baby, think you can take this key across state for me, state lines, or what I'm saying. They gonna come in, but they gonna come in
yeah,
doing their thing. They coming in on some boss energy.
yeah.
But you have to be worried about when you take it because next thing you know, you might be on the blaze somewhere. They might be trying to get you to hit the host troll, anything. They gonna hit you with a story like, damn, I gotta have surgery. You know what I'm saying? My mama's leg about to get amputated if I don't get this medicine. Can you drop this piece of paper in your checking account? You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, it's gonna be some bullshit with them, but they gonna spoil you before the bullshit comes.
I,
So they
I
only
know
gonna
some
spoil you
people
before
that
the
know some
bullshit
people.
comes. Mhm.
I said, I know some people out there that know some people. I'm from LA myself, so
Oh, then you already know.
that's why I'm
Yeah,
over here laughing.
yeah,
I
you
know some
already
people.
know. Yeah, like my ex-husband, he was on American Greed because he's like he was. We're gonna say was because he was um, and he's on American Greed. And like I say, if you that book, come with. He from LA, and so his name is Albert Talton. If you ever watch American Greed, it's actually if you Google him, he's like the number two counterfeiter in the world. You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
check him out.
And it is funny because we had broke up. We still friends, so that's the crazy stuff about it. But I was at his house after we had broke up and everything, and I'm looking through something, and he still, got the whole American Greed thing going. I'm looking at him big. Okay, here we go. You know what I'm saying? But he gonna get you in. it's like okay, what's gonna come? But they know how to seduce you. The men here or the men now, they not into the seduction part of everything. So I have to
Yeah,
give it, and actually I would say LA men is even more smoother than the Bay Area men. The Bay Area men gonna come in on some gorilla pimping shit. I mean, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? They gonna give you what you
Go
want.
ahead.
Goddamn, they gonna talk so much shit. Yeah, they coming in popping their collars. They, they 240, blah blah blah. You're gonna be like, wow, okay, they coming in like that. LA, they come in
Mhm.
smooth, so you have to watch yourself over there. But these guys out here, I ain't never in my life heard nobody say I ain't paying for no food. That was just crazy. I was just like, wow, okay. I mean,
And
I
you in
didn't need
Atlanta
it to, but
too?
okay, but thank you. Hmm.
You in Atlanta right now, right?
Well, actually, I'm in South Carolina, and so,
Okay.
but I'm getting ready to head up to Atlanta just to make my rounds before I make it back down to Florida.
I
Hmm.
say because I heard the ratio of men to women is way off out there. I thought it was like
Where
15 to 18 women to every man because of the
in
black
Atlanta?
population. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it kind of depends on. I mean, y'all count crackheads and what I'm saying. What all is y'all counting? You know what I'm saying? Is y'all counting women that used to be? I mean, men that used to be men, but now they women. So you have
Yeah.
to count. Come on now, what we counting? We
It's
ain't just
crazy
counting.
out there.
15, 18 bad
Hey,
bitches.
but
It ain't the line ain't like that for them.
I heard when you go to
It's
Atlanta as a straight male, you gotta look like this. You gotta stay like this.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
it's more men than women now. That's why the ratio is off because they men, but now they women. So and I guess you can pick from either one. So that must be the reason why. But other than that, they no
Well, eh,
they I don't know. But I wouldn't really say
watch
I'm not really Atlanta. I'm over it. I used to love it. Like back in the early 2000s, the 90s. So now I'm more or less like, if anything, I have to go a little bit down to the country. I done kind of, you know,
on to Texas.
tone it down a
Find
little bit.
somebody
I'm
in
more
Texas.
to the country of
Come
it.
on back to Frisco. You'll find you somebody in
Yeah,
Texas.
right. Come on now. Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Okay, baby. Texas, I don't know. They don't know they free yet. I don't know. It's like they mindset. It's like, that's what took them so long. That's why we celebrating Juneteenth because of them. So they know they
Yeah,
were free.
it take a little minute.
Yeah, so everybody else we
Yeah,
was free in the West Coast.
yeah, y'all late. We've been free.
Thank you. Okay, that was still short of Sam Master. So no, 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 no. They mindset don't work in California. So I'm quick to it. Come on now. What we doing? The
Yeah,
amount of time for this extra. You know how we do it. Yeah, we
yes.
from the area. Like I said, when the youngsters get hypey, so my point
Mhm.
exactly. And so they work my nerves. They movement too slow.
Well, I mean,
Mm.
we wish you much success in your dating journey. I know that's gonna be kind of hard
We're
because
gonna
it's
film
around
this
a
because
year
this
though.
is actually made for TV.
Okay,
It is
okay,
made for
okay.
TV. I promise you it is. It is made for TV. And let me just say one last thing. The crazy part about it is the youngsters, as now I've been like, I'm on that song Auntie Outside tonight. The youngsters is actually better than the older guys. The older guys, they traumatized. They're like really traumatized. No, seriously, they're traumatized. And they just, I don't know. And they know that they're probably on some high blood pressure medicine and, they got some issues that can't get up. And, what I'm saying? Got a lot going on, and strokes and everything. Come on now. You ain't just really just putting it down like that and be talking about you don't want to feed nobody. You want a person to be halfway tired before they even go lay down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
that's them
I'm
blood
telling
pressure
you,
pills is keeping him.
my point exactly. And you don't want to feed nobody. Okay, my point exactly. Nobody ain't gonna be, mic checking. Not no 60-year-old.
That
So,
part.
yeah, no, not mic
Hey,
checking no 60-year-old. That's just for the record. So it's gonna be hard, I guess, for me because we ain't doing all that. It's like, be ready. I told the man in a minute that mess with my self esteem. Okay, if you can't just instantly look at me and be ready, you fucking with my self esteem. And so yeah, so me and the old man, we ain't really. So we gonna see how this dating show go. But I think we're ready, yeah, for this dating show. It's gonna be
talk
first
about it,
50
man.
days.
I'm looking forward to it. I want to check this one out.
Yeah, it's gonna be comedy. It ain't gonna be scripted either.
And if you have any other things or something, what I mean, hit me up, man. I'll fly out there. I'll do like a acting debut, something like that.
Oh, okay,
Let
okay.
me know ahead
Like
of
I said,
time.
we
I'll make
coming
it
that
happen.
way. I'm coming actually your way in about. I'm coming to Texas about 2 weeks, and so we getting ready, hit the reality show. So again,
Yeah,
some scripted stuff in there. So, but I actually going to Houston until we go up to
4 hours away. 3 hours away.
Okay, yep, said Wade. And
Yeah.
so yeah, he's doing his thing. So I'm coming down there and we get ready to get it popping because he got a lot going on and so he's doing his thing.
All right.
Yep.
So hey, I'm all for it. So right now, where can people follow your work and support your journey as we close?
So the
Let them know
main thing
everything,
is that
everything.
Blockflix TV. I want people to like, subscribe, leave comments there. It's Blockflix TV, and that is on YouTube. It's on Facebook too. I'm just now, like I said, getting into that whole social media, but right now YouTube is my ground. But on Facebook, I'm on Desire Jackson. They can normally find me there, and it's that Blockflix TV. That's the one that I'm really pushing, so we can get ready, to get to the point where we can have the Roku channel will get launched January. So that's what we're really pushing is that Blockflix TV. So if they go watch our movies, our little shorts that we have, the reels that we have, I drop these little shorts called Auntie where I give advice about dating and men and what have you. That would be
Yeah,
definitely
that's
a
dope.
blessing.
Auntie,
Yeah,
yes, dope.
yeah,
Tell her what's good.
Auntie, we giving some advice because baby, they changing the game. They making it. They
Wow.
talking about turn out here for a pimp. Hell, shit, sorry for they over here just messing everything up. They just doing whatever. It's like where are we doing this at? So we just checking it.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild out there, man. So I definitely be tuning in. Hey, if you haven't heard what she said, follow her. Make sure you follow her stuff, like her stuff, share it, comment, and do all that great stuff, man. I want to thank you for being not only in the industry, but being a black female that's coming out here doing this. You're empowering a lot of people to look up to you and the movement that you're doing. It takes a lot, and staying focused and just locking in. So I want to salute you for that, and thank you for coming on to the show and
Okay,
giving
one
me a
last
little bit of your
thing.
time.
One last thing, I think the main thing too, I want to get across to people, especially women more than anything, is no matter what, you're never too old to do it. I have kids, grandkids, and everything. So don't let your age be like, oh, that moment has passed. So one of the really things I want people to know, it does not matter what your age is. You can do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. It is, you can always do it. Yeah, as long as you're still alive, you can do it.
That
And
part,
that's what I
that
really
part.
want women to know.
Hey, and I thank you for coming on. Ladies, gentlemen, you follow her. Make sure you subscribe to her stuff. Follow her. Just keep an eye out. Watch all the movies. Check them out. Give her some feedback and let us know what's going on. I know I'm gonna start mines with destinations and just move on through it and see what's going on. And I want to
Okay,
thank you
thank
for coming
you.
out so much and supporting it and reaching out for me and communicating. It was great. I do look forward to meeting you in person.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
gonna holler at Big B Silver. Corey G, I got a lot of people that I'm fixing to start hitting the streets, and I'm gonna start doing stuff on the streets and videoing, and just coming to those spots and doing
Okay.
behind the scene type things, just to show more support to what you guys have going on. So I want to thank you for that for sure.
Okay, we appreciate it. I thank you for this platform to let me go ahead and, say what I had to say. And I'll definitely tap back in on this dating and I'll let you know how that's going. Okay.
Yeah, be safe out there.
Thank
There's a
you.
lot of weirdos, but thank you for coming on, man. You be safe out there, and God bless.
Okay. God bless you too. Have a good one.
You too. So there you have it, man. We had Miss Desire in the building. She has a lot of stuff that you can go check out, and I'm gonna start tonight. You know what I mean? I'm definitely fixing to go check it out. I like to support independent people, not only independent people, but black people that are doing anything independent, like and getting things started. It takes a lot, like she said, just getting started. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of courage and things to get out there and just do it. You know what I mean? So if you have a dream, if you have a vision, jump out there and jump in and get it done. If you haven't done it yet, comment, like, subscribe to the PM Lifestyle Podcast. I thank you for joining us, man. Stay tuned to the next show and lock in with us, and we'll see y'all again. You know what I mean? Peace.